Ooh.
Not
Is it
this
a
fast.
lie if we don't say that? Is it a lie
It
if we
does
don't do
feel
that?
very weird when we don't say it, but for y'all to both woo like that, mm-mm.
Wait, why do I have no picture again? This is ghetto. Hold on.
I don't know.
Oh no.
It's really making you pay. It's like, nope, nope, nope. Change your picture.
Like, this
Right.
is so stupid. Oh my gosh.
That's hilarious.
Mm.
Y'all go ahead. I'm
Well, we're gonna chat a little bit while we wait for some people to come into the room. Say hi if you're here.
Leave
If
us
you
a
had,
comment. How's your Monday?
yeah, how's your week starting off? How's week 2 of Naked? I'm reading this book right now that it was not on my TBR. It's fine. And and I don't know, like the book literally has me like teary eyes so bad. Like,
The one oh, but you did say that that one was gonna like leave your soul on the floor.
but that's not the one that
Oh, wait.
I'm reading. I
That's
found this.
uh-uh.
Okay, so I'm really, really, really bad at sticking to TBRs. It's almost like if I put a book on my TBR, it's probably not going to get read anytime soon. I don't know why I'm like this. But I'm going to try though. I'm going to try for this readathon. But the book that I'm currently reading is called Safe Space by Tiffany Patterson. It is a contemporary. It does take place in the summer. I'm guessing it's the summer cuz it seems like it's always summer in Houston. That's where the book takes
Uh,
place.
if it's
no,
in
it
Houston,
is.
yeah, it's summer.
And like there was like some, trigger warnings here. There was some domestic violence stuff in the beginning that was really got me emotional. And then the girl, the main female protagonist, has like a really rough relationship with her family because essentially growing up, her dad was a workaholic and he was never home and he just never had time for her. And her mom was a stay at home mom, and her dad also was neglectful of her mom. And then she has a brother, and her brother are close, but the dad always had a better relationship with her brother than he had with her. And he literally, when she went away to college, she expressed interest in going to law school, and he literally told her, "Oh, you're going to college to find a husband. I'm not paying for law school.
Oh.
You're gonna find a husband
Oh,
and be a stay at home wife." And so she just never really had a great relationship with her dad, to the point where the book opens up at her engagement party and her dad is like keying it up with her fiance. Meanwhile, he has no idea that her fiance has been beating her ass for 2 years.
oh
So
no. Mm-mm.
yes, it's so sad. And so fast forward to like that was like in the prologue, and then you fast forward and you see her dad has gotten, it's been 5 years later. She thankfully escaped that relationship, broke off the engagement, went to law school. She's a lawyer now, a really good lawyer. And she meets up with her, like she's distant from her family. Come to find out, her dad remarried because her mom died. Her dad remarried, and now he's like father slash grandfather of the year, and he's all like loving, and she's just like experiencing all of this like resentment because she's just like, where was this man when I needed him when I was growing up? So I've already teared up like so many times reading this,
Yeah,
but
wow.
it's
That's
really good. That's not even like the romance part. Like the romance part is interesting too, but the
Oh, this is
family
a
stuff,
romance.
the romance is she's had a crush on her brother's best friend ever since she was like 12, and he's never
Mhm.
given her the time of day. And now that she's back in, because she moved away, like after she broke off her engagement, she moved to California. She's back in Houston now. It's 5 years later. And now her and the brother's best friend are like, they have a lot of chemistry, and he's like trying to date her. And she's just like, I'm never dating again, because she was in an abusive relationship. She's like, I'm not doing this. So it's cute. That part is cute, but the family stuff is what has me in a chokehold. I'm like, oh my God.
my goodness.
We need some healing. We need some therapy. We need something.
We need therapy.
But in
We
case
need
anyone is interested in the book,
therapy.
it's called Safe Space, and it looks like it's a series because I think the first book ends on a cliffhanger, and it's by Tiffany Patterson. Listen, I want to say.
Listen,
Yes,
Stephanie
Safe
tried to
Space.
ask for the name, so Safe Space.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I've already cried twice. I'm like, damn, I'm weak today. Weak. What are you reading, Brittany? I know what you're reading, but you know.
So wait a minute. Hold on. My brain is not functioning. Wait.
I was like, oh my God, is there a glitch?
Yes, there is a glitch in my brain. What is the name of this book I just read? So I read Mimi Grace.
Right.
But like I forgot which book I read.
Is it Along for
Take
the
the
Ride?
Lead? No, Take the Lead. Take the Lead, I think. It's where she's a baker.
I don't
I
know. I've
forgot the
never
name of
read
the book.
anything. I've never read anything
I
by
read
Mimi
that
Grace.
book and that was like really nice. It was something to read while I twisted my hair, so that was cute. But I am also listening to Along for the Ride because I was at work today and I needed to zone my coworkers out. So I ended up listening to that.
I feel that.
And again, my statement still stands. I don't know where these men are, but I don't know any man to exist in the realms of which these books write men because they really sound, not only do they sound amazing, but they sound like nurturing and affectionate. And like,
I know a few men like this. Like my brothers are like this.
I mean, yeah, but I want somebody I'm not related to.
Well,
like
yeah,
this.
obviously. But I'm just saying they exist. I mean, they may be within our own families, but they exist.
This is why dating is ghetto. So let me go ahead and just do this intro. Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to week 2 of Naked with the Black Prose Club, where Black lives,
Yes.
Black books, and Black stories have always mattered. I am one of your hosts, Melanin Eclectic, aka Brittany.
Yes, and I'm another one of your hosts, Oshale of Oshi Reads.
And I am Troy. Oh my God. Troy Nicole of Inkfleur Studio and Bookish Waffler because I know people mostly know me from that.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. So we back with another love topic, and to go along with our summertime love theme, we're just going to be talking about dating and why, as much as I would love to be cuddled every night, dating is too ghetto to accomplish this mission.
I just want to start this off by saying, I don't know if you guys know this channel on YouTube called For Harriet.
I used to love that channel.
It's run by a woman named Kimberly. I don't know her last name, but she's pretty cool. But she just did a really
lately, but yeah.
I like her. But she has a personal channel. So she has For Harriet, which is very feminist, very like intense. And then she has a separate channel under her real name, and it's more like pop culture and stuff like that. I say all that to say she just did a video recently about apparently Kevin Hart has like some type of talk show now or something. I don't know. I guess he's trying to make people forget that he like
has a talk show. Okay.
I think he's trying to make people forget that he like killed those people in the car accident and like cheated on both of his wives and like right. I think he's just trying to make people forget and like his like homophobic slurs and all the stuff that he's done. I think he's just trying to rebrand. But anyway, he has a talk show now, and he recently interviewed Tracy Ellis Ross and asked her why she's not married and why she's single. And like Tracy Ellis Ross has talked about this her entire career. Like, this is a question, like, she could literally be promoting a movie or anything that she's doing, and they continue to ask her this question. And she had a really great response. And she was just like, you know what? I would love to be partnered. I would love to have someone in my life. She was like, however, I'm not about to be with somebody just to be with somebody. I need to be in a situation where they actually make my life better. She was like, I have an amazing life. She was like, I'm so blessed and fortunate for all that I've been given. And it just doesn't make sense to me to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. Like, if they're not going to better what I already have and add to what I already have, then I don't want it. And like that, yes, that really like resonated with me because I feel like women are asked this question a lot, especially if you're over a certain age, especially by family members, like, how
Yeah.
come you never brought nobody home? Or
You
where's your
don't
man
want to
at?
have no
And
children.
right. And
Yeah.
it's just like this thing where like just to have a man is supposed to be a badge of honor, like just to have a man. Like it doesn't matter if he's good to you, it doesn't matter if he has a job or if he's like supportive or if he has goals or if he's a good person. It's just there needs to be a man there, period.
I mean, I actually kind of think of, well, I actually think a lot of women, especially those of us in our 30s and above, have gotten to the point where it's just like, where we are feeling very Tracy Ellis Ross, I guess, because it's like, do I want to deal with this for the sake of having a man? Or do I want to live stress free because now I don't have to take care of a grown man?
But here's my problem. There's something very wrong with the way our society raises and socializes men because there literally have been studies done, and I know that not everyone is interested in marriage, and I also know that not everyone is heteronormative or heterosexual. I understand that, but just in the context of the traditional sense of marriage, when it comes to the way women are treated when they're not married, but I think that there is something very wrong with the way that we raise men because studies have proven that marriage benefits men more than it benefits women. Like they live longer, they're
Yeah.
healthier, whereas women actually live shorter lives spans when they're married and have more stress and more health issues, but men are healthier and have like longer lifespans and are more stress free, and it's because like you said, they become a dependent. Like the woman is doing everything. She's doing his laundry, she's cooking for him, she's cleaning, she's making his doctor's appointments, she's making sure that he goes to his cardiologist, she's making sure that he's doing this and he's doing like, why can't a grown adult make their own appointments and take care of themselves and cook and do their own laundry? Like, yes, it would be nice to have somebody there to do all those things for you, but isn't that more like a maid, like servitude? Like it should be something done out of love, not like you
No, it's
expect it to be
patriarchy.
done. Like that
It's
is
the
so exhausting
patriarchy.
to me. I don't want to do
It's,
someone's laundry for the rest of my life.
I don't even
I
want to do my
don't.
own laundry. So, you know,
I hate laundry.
Where
Like
it's
I
like,
don't want to cook somebody 3 meals a day that's not like someone that came out of my vagina until they can cook. Like, why am I
also,
making all
like,
your food?
there's like this weird obsession with like trying to say that women need to be more traditionally feminine and all this foolishness.
Oh,
And
you mean the
it's like,
manosphere? I don't even want
yeah,
to
where
say
they'll
their
be like,
name.
well, yeah,
Like
because
conjure
they'll be
them.
like, I want my woman, to be a woman, to be feminine. I want her to cook and clean and know how to take care of her man. And then when I ask questions like, well, can you fix a car or
Ooh,
can you build furniture from scratch?
ooh.
I'm being combative and stuff. And I'm like, well, if you want a traditional woman, what are you doing to ensure that all I need to do is that? Because in this day and age, y'all don't even know how to change a tire.
Yeah, they
So
don't.
like you want this traditional, in a traditional sense, you were supposed to literally take care of everything else so that all I had to worry about was the house stuff. But
That
in this
is
day and
true.
age, you want me to have a job and still come home and do all the work. I don't understand, because if you get to come home, put your feet up and play the video games, I deserve to come home, put my feet up and play video games as well.
That's very true. Yeah. There's like
So
an unequal division of labor. Women are expected to do more and still work outside of the home, but to come home and work inside the home as well.
and then when we don't want to do that, they tell us, oh, y'all are just too independent. Y'all are trying to be men like TD Jakes.
Oh my God. Can we talk about that? Troy, do
Can
you know
we?
about
Because
this?
when I tell
unfortunately my
you,
mom asked me did I hear about it. We were talking about it.
oh
I'm
my
so
gosh, I
shook
watched
by
the
this,
whole
bro.
thing.
I'm
I watched the
shook.
entire sermon to gain context because I just knew that there was no way that we were getting blamed for having to live on our own.
To be fair, he did have that one little sentence about the men, right? he like
One little
tried.
sentence while he put us in a whole, like he drug us for a good couple
Oh,
minutes.
for filth.
And
He
then
drug us by the roots of our
he
hair,
was
honey.
like, no, we y'all are too busy being independent. And it's like, so what was I supposed to do? Sit at home with no job, no nothing, and wait for a man to come swoop me from my daddy?
I have
Yeah,
a
that's
question. What are we supposed to do when we're not dating or not married? Like, are we
Right.
supposed
It's
to
like
not do our
apparently
own
we're supposed
taxes
to
and
just
shit?
be
I don't get it.
invalids.
hold on, Troy. What were we saying?
Are we not supposed to do our own taxes and
Nope.
fix our own flat? We have to
How
No.
wait
dare
till our
you
husband
be
comes?
independent? You better call your daddy.
Yeah, it's very
How dare
strange.
you?
It's very,
It's
very
so
strange.
weird.
It
Like, can
Yeah,
doesn't
you
make any
my
sense.
dad's a different breed. He'd have been like, "Didn't I teach your ass to do that shit for a reason?"
my daddy would literally call me and be like, what do I need to do that you can't do yourself? And
Right.
also, while we're talking about it, why aren't y'all blaming? Because they want to talk about the women of our generation. Why aren't you blaming our parents for raising us to be this way?
They did. They raised us to be very but here's the thing. They raised us to be very independent because they knew men weren't shit. Like it's
Yeah.
sad when your own father knows that his gender is useless and so he has a daughter and he's like, "Okay, I got to raise her to be strong and take care of herself because these men are shitty and hopefully she'll find a good one, but just in case she doesn't, I need to make sure that she can take care of herself."
I mean,
Like,
that's really what it is. That's
hello?
how my dad did it.
Hello, like clearly our own dads knew like from jump like, okay, my gender is not really where it's at, so
My
this is
dad
what I
said,
got to
and I
do.
quote, I can't raise all the men in the world, but I can raise you.
Period.
Mm, that's good.
So it's like, and then, on top of that, like my mom's like, make sure. She's like, what do you want to do with your life? Are you going to wait for somebody else to do it for you? Or are you going to do it yourself?
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all over here mad at us that we took the teachings from our parents. And we have now made it to a point where men have to have more than just money. They actually have to have personality. And it's our fault when you ain't even taught your son that he got to change his sheets every 2 weeks.
Sorry.
You know what though? I've got living with my brothers and my dad. It was very interesting because I would come downstairs and I'd be like, "Daddy, why are all of Jaws or Elijah's clothes in front of the washing machine?" He's like, "I'm gonna wash them." I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna wash them today?" He's like, "What you mean I'm gonna wash them today?" And I was just like, "Well, they wash their own clothes, right?" He goes, "Them niggas don't wash clothes. I wash them." I was like, mind you, I'm in college at this point. My brother's only 19 months younger than me, and my other one's 5 years younger than me.
Oh my
I was like,
God.
you know what? I'll leave Elijah alone because he's still a kid. Why that other
Wow.
nigga doing his laundry?
Yes.
I'm shook.
No, but
What?
it's the parents' fault because I
It is
remember
100%.
my mom cleaned my little brother's rooms. Actually, she cleaned them well into them being in college. Like I had to clean my room, do my own laundry, basically do all this stuff by the time I was like in middle school. Like I had to learn how to do stuff on my own literally by the time I was like 13, 12, 13, 14. Every once in a while my mom would do my laundry, but definitely by the time I got to high school, she was looking at me like, "Little girl, you better do
I
your
was
own
doing
stuff."
my own laundry by like 8 years old.
Listen,
Brittany is like, "Look." No, but my little brothers, like my mom cleaned their rooms and did their laundry. Like honestly, she probably would still do it to this day if they lived at home, but they're grown men with their
That's
own
why my
lives,
brother gets
but
underwear and socks every Christmas.
like it's crazy. Like I'm just like, okay, so I have to know how to do all this stuff and they were always forever trying to get me to cook stuff, although I would always be
Mhm.
reading and I would never be. I would be like, "No, I'm just going to not read. I don't want to learn how to do this. I don't like cooking." Ironically,
Mhm.
my brother is the one who's the cook in the family. Not my baby brother, but my other brother. So
I think that is so hilarious for so many reasons.
yeah, my mom would always try to get me to cook, and I'd be like in my room with the door locked reading. Like, don't
Yeah.
bother me, please. I don't want to learn. I don't care. I'll starve. I don't know. I'll
I
figure it
am
out.
not domestic. I never will be.
Yeah, it was like a hard pill for her to swallow because she was just like, you're like an African woman, like you have to learn how to do these things. And I would be like, says who? I don't want to learn this.
There's something
See,
really terrible that Read Love Listens reminded me of. She
oh
said, "My
yeah,
father never let me take out trash or shovel snow because that's what men are supposed to do, right?" When I
Yeah.
was in high school, me and my brother used to, he's gonna get so mad after the story. Um, we were arguing. And so Daddy would never let me take out the trash. It was always Ja or Elijah. And so one day, Ja was tired of taking out the trash. And he was like, "Why can't Troy do it?" And Daddy was like, "Boy, you don't do nothing around here. The least you do is take out the trash." So this loser, I can't stand him. He goes, "Nah,
God,
nigga, equality. You go do it."
not equality,
I did.
not equality.
I was like, "You beat
Oh,
your ass out of my face."
I'm so
Damn.
mad at him for saying equality, but also like that's the kind of joke my brothers do. But also like I kind of feel like Stephanie says boys are coddled. They're still fix my they still fix my grown boy cousins' plates on holidays. Like my mom was kind of like Read Love Listens parents, where my mom was like, I'm not finna raise a lazy spouse. Like you
Right.
gonna know how to do laundry, you gonna know how to cook and clean, you're gonna know how to take care of yourself. But also, while I was at home, if my brother was home, I was not doing certain things because my daddy just believed my again, my daddy is like the most amazing daddy in this world. There's nobody that will ever be close to him. But he does have some patriarchal views that he has slowly been getting rid of as he now
Right.
has three very independent daughters. So when I
Right.
was younger, I was not allowed to take out the trash. Um, I was not allowed to do anything that was traditionally for the men. And so we battled with that a lot. I don't think I told y'all on the podcast, but like I got in an argument with my dad when I was younger, like called him sexist and everything at like 9 years
Ooh,
old. So
not
like,
nine.
yeah, I was terrible. I'm pretty sure I had just learned that word. So,
Lord.
but yeah, like I think about that kind of stuff where I'm like, my brother can take care of himself. Like,
Yeah,
how
seriously.
embarrassing would that be? Like, I would be embarrassed if like my brother was out here dating and like couldn't do his own laundry.
Child,
That's a lot of men though.
that's a
I
That
lot.
is a lot of
know.
men. Like they're in their 30s, some in their 40s, and they don't know how to do their mattress is on the floor. We see them on TikTok
Oh my
giving
god, mattresses
giving
on the
dating
floor sent
advice.
me.
They're giving dating advice and their curtains are like taped up. Like like they don't even have a box spring. I'm like, yo, you
So
giving dating advice. You don't even your room's not even furnished. Like I have so many questions. Like I just want to be
okay,
like, what?
okay. Here's a question. Oh, because no, Miss WLC Reader is right. Like I remember that I used to get paid in college to do dudes' laundry.
That's crazy.
'Cause they would like come to the lawn, like because the dorm that I lived in, especially freshman year, because I went to Florida State. Most of the dorms have laundry rooms in them, and like I would be in the laundry room, and it would be like one of the dudes I met that year. He's like, "Oh, you doing laundry? Yeah. Yo, how much I got to pay you to do mine? What you
Stop it.
mean?
Stop
Like one
it.
dude, I kid you not, one dude, because for freshman year I lived in the music dorm, which was
Yeah,
fantastic, by the way, because all of their finals was music. So like I would be in the study rooms just listening to symphonies.
that's
Like
amazing.
it was beautiful. However, this particular dude, who is still fine to this day, we went to his room to go get something. And he was like, "Oh, what you about to do for the day?" I was like, "Oh, I gotta strip my sheets. I gotta wash everything, get ready for the week." And he was like, "Strip your sheets for what?" I was like, "It's been
Mm.
2 weeks." He was like, "You change your sheets every 2 weeks?" I was like, "You don't?" Like,
And they be bringing girls back to their dorms and laying them on them
but that's
sheets
the part
too.
that's killing. That's what I was about to say. I was like, but this boy used
Ooh,
to pull. He
ooh.
used to pull women. And all I kept thinking was like, them women was in your dirty sheets
Yes, that's
with
disgusting.
all of the women that you've had since college started.
Oh,
You ain't changed your sheets. That is a crime. Like,
that
oh
is
my God.
absolute. Like, if we took a black light to those sheets, we might
Oh
just
my
pass out.
gosh. But I definitely started washing his sheets for like an extra $15 a month.
That is amazing.
And it was just me putting like his clothes in the same thing with mine. So I was pocketing all his laundry money.
Right? I'm dead.
One thing I was in college was a hustler.
Okay. Get this money by any means.
Right. Like if
Those
he's
books are
stupid,
not
what
cheap.
does that have to do with me?
Right.
It's like your mother failed you. Your
Yeah,
father failed. Your
maybe
family failed you.
your entire family failed you. That is a shame. But it's very easy to do. Like I definitely, especially in our community, I can't speak for other communities, although I've heard it's the same like in the Indian community and the Asian community. Like men are coddled very much so, especially by the mothers. So it's almost like as women we perpetuate this because we complain and then we have sons and then we coddle them, which is wild.
No, okay, so here's a question. Here's a question. If there was one thing that you could change about the dating world that we live in now, what would that be?
I think for me, I just feel like we live in a very superficial time. Like looks have always been important, but now I feel like that's all men look for. And then they're shocked when these Instagram models trap them with kids or give them STDs or cheat on them. Like it's like nothing against these Instagram models. Get it how you live. But like they look for a particular look. They're not looking for substance, right? And then they're completely shocked when things don't work out or the girl isn't who she presented herself to be, or like all these things. And also this mentality of like nobody wants to commit to anyone because you have so many options, or you think you have so many options. So a lot of men these days are just not willing to settle down. They'd rather date like 5 girls at the same time or whatever. And they'll tell you, I mean, they're not, a lot of them aren't deceitful. Like they'll straight up just tell you, like, and it's just irritating. It's absolutely irritating.
Ooh, I'm trying to pick like my top one.
Yeah, it's I can't. I'm trying to think.
Ooh, I have my top one. I would like to change the fact that they act like everything is transactional.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, I took you out to dinner. Why aren't you spreading your legs? And it's like, for a $20 steak? Is that what? Is that all like we're not trying to invest in each other? Like, if you ask me out on a date, why is it so crazy for me to assume that you're paying? And then also, why do you feel like you're just paying to have sex with me? If you asked me out on a date, like there are literal escorts who are out here killing the game, doing exactly what you want to pay for. But instead of going to the more qualified people, you come to me and then take me out on a date, or because you talk to me on the phone, you feel like I somehow need to give you something in return, as if I wasn't also on the date with you or talking on the phone with you. And it's just like, when did everything become like a transaction?
I think it's because a lot of men are not really looking for a genuine connection with another person. They're just not. They're operating solely out of lust. Like they're not looking. They're packaging it a certain way, right? Because they know that most women want genuine. Yes, because they know most women want a genuine connection. So they package it like that, but that's not what they actually want. It's like a bait and switch. Because you're absolutely right. They could just go to an escort, but they don't want to, because then if they go to an escort, that to them is like a hit to the ego.
Just be like, dang, bro, you took me to go get food. Then my meal cost $17. And I'm supposed to like bust it wide open for $17? I don't even know your last name.
Ooh. I would just look up like the escort prices and be like, actually, the market value for what you're asking for is
You know
this.
what? Do not give me petty ideas.
So if you really want me to do that, are you prepared to give me this much? Because that's really what this is worth according to the market.
Not according
Okay.
to the market.
That would be me. I'd be like, look, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is what this is actually worth. It looks like you haven't done your research. Okay.
Listen.
Like Roots Chris is not gonna cut it.
Well, also another issue with that is if you hurt the wrong man's ego, you could end up dead. So it's like you got to really take a risk on that as well.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Well, Troy hasn't answered the question yet.
I know, because I'm trying to think what it's like.
Which ones have you tied up right now? That's the question.
Okay, I do have one. That helped a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Especially when it comes to like online dating with apps and stuff like that, I hate how quickly guys think that you're supposed to meet up with them. Like whether it's for a coffee, I don't care if I am trying to just fuck you. Why is it always like, oh, you send me a heart and I'm like, wow, you're so beautiful. And the next 10 sentences is, when we gonna meet up?
It's not even out for coffee. It's you want to come over to my house and chill? We can get to know each other.
Yeah, they're always trying to get you to come to their house. And I'm just like, the number one thing my mom taught me once I was old enough to actually think thoughts was not to talk to strangers and not to go anywhere with strangers and not to take anything from strangers. But you want to try to get me to go to your house. We've never met. Like that goes against my core values. I'm sorry.
Criminal Minds, SVU, everything has taught me that is a no.
That is a huge no. I watch enough Dateline.
Right. Okay. Dateline is another example. Like, did y'all not learn? Y'all could be inviting serial killers to your house.
Yes. And like how they want to pick you up for the first date. And it's like, I don't want you to know where I live. I don't know you.
I had a guy cancel the date on me 30 minutes before the date because he asked me for my address and I told him, no worries, I'm driving myself. Don't worry about it. And he got pissed and told me that I'm going to be a lonely, bitter bitch for the rest of my life because I won't let a man take care of me.
Okay, so he clearly was a manosphere puppet.
Did you say a manosphere puppet?
He probably was trying to raise GoFundMe money to attend Kevin Samuels' funeral. So you dodged a bullet. You dodged a bullet, trust me. Whenever they start using those talking points like, oh, you're going to be bitter, you're a bitter ass bitch, you're going to die alone. There's certain like talking points that they have that I just recognize right away. I'm like, oh, you're one of those manosphere dudes. And there's so many of them.
There's so many.
And they're all on dating sites. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I quit dating sites a year ago? Like, whew.
But whenever they're like, you don't want a man to take the lead, I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
But then red flag. That statement right there is so because they'd be like, you don't want a man to take the lead, and then it'll be like, I want to see you make a plan.
Yes.
Nah, I mean, what you want to do? You literally just said.
I know.
Like, I literally threw the ball back to you and said, cool, make plans. Like, I'm just.
Also, it's like, where are you trying to lead me? To hell? Like, somebody. I'm dead serious. Some of these dudes, they have no ambition, no life plan. Like, you ask them what they do. Like, what is it? Brittany, didn't you say that guy was? When you told me one guy said he was a cart technician or at Walmart, a cart retrieval technician.
He told me he was a stockbroker, and when I pushed the question further, he told me that he took out stock in life. Sorry. It's okay. All of my friends think that is like the funny, like they love to remind me about that over and over. They're like, that is the wildest thing I've ever heard a guy.
No, but say. Brittany, that's not even the guy I was talking about. You told me one guy worked at Walmart retrieving carts, and he said he was
my gosh, what did he call himself?
It was like a cart retrieval technician or like a
he on his thing he said with a straight face, I am a cart retrieval technician.
And I was like,
he was like 30 he was like 34 years old, and I was like, do you enjoy your job? And he was like, what's that supposed to mean? I was like, is this what you want to do with the rest of your life? And he got mad at me and blocked me. And I was like, if you want, if collecting cards is your jam, cool. But like, if you ain't got no plan and you just out here wasting time and money. Also, if you don't have enough money to date me, don't be mad that you don't meet my standards. Like,
but I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anyone, but I'm just going to say it. If you are a man looking to date a woman, we're talking about men and women in this situation, you must be planning to lead her to hell if you are a cart retriever. What in the actual fuck? What can you offer her?
That's like on TikTok. I saw this video. It was this couple, and he was like, no, like my girl made me get my stuff together. And they're like, what happened? He was like, we were in the bed talking, and she like asked me like, you know, what my plans were, like, what's my 5-year plan? And I told her I was just chilling, you know, going with the vibe. And she said, you want me to let you lead, and you can't even make sure that me, you, and our family have plans for the future? And she like rolled over and like took the blanket and like rolled over and went to sleep. And like he was so shook by her dismissing him like that like he stayed up the whole night and like started thinking about his goals and shit, and like wrote out like a whole plan for their life because he was so shook that she called him out like, how you want to lead and you ain't got no plan?
This is the truth. It's the absolute truth. You have men who are still living in their mom's basement or living with their homeboys, like they're still in college. They're mid-30s, 40s, some of them. And they're just, like you said, just chilling. And yet they want a wife or a girlfriend or a partner. And you're just like, for what? To join you in your like bachelor pad? Like, what in the world?
Is settling for a man with no plan.
Absolutely not.
Like, you know, I have potential, don't do nothing. It don't pay no bills, and it don't help your responsibility.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in dating potential. Like, you need to show me that, because it's not even about me, right? It's not about me, and it's honestly not even about our relationship. It's about you. You must not love yourself. You must not value yourself. You must not think a lot of yourself. If you're not striving for more, wanting better for yourself, having goals, having dreams, striving for something.
Well, y'all want to know the last time why I closed the Hinge app and didn't open it for a while?
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the guys on there, I commented on, you know, on Hinge, you can answer questions, right? And answered one of mine, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll go answer one of his. In one of the blocks, the question was, what is your most controversial opinion?
Oh, no.
I was like, you know what? That's it for me. I think I'm going to close this app.
Many terrible. You know, Hinge has that voice thing now. I've heard so many terrible responses to that question.
But his opinion was this.
I'm scared.
My most controversial opinion is dinosaurs never existed.
Wait, what?
Look.
Go back. Rewind.
Yo, at least he wasn't a flat earther.
What?
That dinosaurs never existed.
Oh
wow.
I closed the app. I deleted the app from my phone. It took me about a month or two to get back on.
Oh my God. You were like, you know what?
Your most controversial comment is that you are dumb. Damn.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
wild.
I didn't even want to question it. I was just like, you know what? There ain't no words for this part right here.
But that's the kind of thing that you do not.
We all strive for the same happy moment. She said, I hope all my sisters on this live meet the man or whoever they desire of their dreams who can lead. Amen.
Amen.
But here's the thing. The dinosaur thing, I feel like I would have closed the app too, Troy, but because like his stupidity to me is not necessarily that he thinks that, but that he would admit that on the internet.
That was not what you admit to somebody 3 months in.
Yes, that is some shit. Literally some shit that you say on a drunken night after y'all been dating and vibing for a while, and you off your ass.
That is after the third edible. You be like, bro,
yes.
You dinosaurs really exist?
I'm about to quote Cinderella. We hide our flaws until after the edible.
Exactly. Like, that is not some shit that you're just coming out without the gate, like, you're saying something so deep. I'm
And
like
as if it was factual.
"Sir, we have fossils. What do
No,
you have?" Like,
we have fossil fuel. Like, sir,
I'm
without dinosaurs, you would not be driving. Get it
okay.
together.
You know what? As an engineer, I know if someone approached Brittany with that, she would have lost her damn mind.
Bro, one of my beloved friends dated a flat earther.
Oh, I
Oh
knew this was
no, no,
coming.
no, no.
Do you know how terrible that was for me?
Oh, no.
Because this person was talking about how NASA wasn't real and like all this stuff. And I was literally like, you could like see the steam coming out of my ears. And I just looked at my friend like, is the sex good or something? Because there's clearly nothing going on in his head.
Oh,
Like,
Lord. Mm.
because
Yeah, that's
you
scary.
know, it was just weird. And then the one time I got stuck in the Uber with the Black Israelite who tried to get my number.
They
That
forever trying to hit on you and calling you queen and talking about how
bruh.
they're the real Israelites and how they're about to teach you about how black people were really the I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
There's no records. Well, yeah, because they didn't write records back then. What's wrong with you?
And then they'll say all this stuff and they're like, but anyway, what's up with you though? What's up with you? And I'm just
But
like,
that's
oh
really what
my
he
God.
did. And the worst part was I was in the middle of 5 o'clock traffic in Houston.
I'm so sorry.
So
That's
he was like,
horrible.
so what you do? Why you live out here?
Oh my God.
I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
Oh
no.
no.
Yeah, it's never a good idea. I've literally only heard about one person who ended up marrying their Uber driver, and I don't even know her personally. I just follow her
Was
on
that a book
Instagram.
or is that like a real person?
No, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know her personally. I just follow her on Instagram. She ended up married to her Uber driver, and they have two beautiful kids, and they moved to Belize. But like, that's like a 1 in a million type situation. That does not
Yeah,
happen.
she's the only one that's gonna have that happy ending. Ain't nobody
And
else
her
getting that.
husband is fine too. Like, he is very handsome. I was like,
And I've
yeah,
seen
girl,
some
that
beautiful
never
Uber
happens.
drivers.
I have
Man.
too, but they're all trash.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh
I
God.
mean, I've been trying not to lose hope, but like the longer that I go and my single womanness and like I realize how much work I put into myself and like just like I'm trying to make sure I handle like all my shit. To
Of
meet a
course.
guy when you ask him a question like what do you do for yourself and he can't answer the question, or if you
It's
ask
not
him
good.
when was the last time he was in therapy and he tells you he's perfect, there's no reason for him to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And you're just like, ooh.
Yeah, not good. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, well, it's only supposed to work out with one person. Now the hard part is just finding that person and having everything
If
align.
that
So
one
it's
person theory is actually real, um, I would just like God to come on and step down here and have a conversation. Like, come join the podcast real quick because I have questions.
right, a lot of questions.
Because,
But
like,
kind of no, it's
oh no, go
absolute
ahead.
true. No, I was just gonna say that like you, Brittany, I'm kind of in this place where I've deleted all the apps
Yup.
and I'm just focusing on myself and not in like a I'm gonna die alone, I'm bitter and I need to get more dogs type of way, but just in a I actually have a really good life. I
But
have
also,
great
like, a lot of dog.
friends. Everything's very peaceful. I have a lot of love around me. I have a lot of peace in my home because there are a lot of people that don't have peace. They're in relationships and they don't have peace. And they're miserable, actually. They're actually miserable. And I try to remember that. And I'm just like, if I can't, very much like Tracy Ellis Ross energy, if I can't meet somebody that's actually going to make my life better than what it is right now, it's pretty damn good right now. If they cannot make it better than what it is right now, then I would like to be excluded from the narrative. Like, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, that whole date yourself thing, I used to think was so damn stupid. But when I think about it, it's just like I love myself enough that I will never settle again, no matter what. Like love is not enough to do anything with. It's cute, but it doesn't actually do anything as far as like living and growing together as people. So, ooh, we
Yeah,
have a
love is
question.
ooh.
Do y'all think y'all need to move from your city to find love?
I probably do.
Yeah.
I only say that because my family has been in Houston since, on my grandmother's side, since like the 30s, and then even before that on my grandfather's side. And so within Black Houston, I'm not joking, so many of the Black men specifically that I end up talking to at some point ask me, are you related to
Oh
the
God.
Premiers? Are you related to the
Oh
Taylors?
yeah,
Mind
no,
you, Taylor is a very common name. But the Creole names that my family have aren't. So when they ask me I'm related to Pradias or Thibodeaux, I'm just like, oh, I was like, can I escape y'all? Like, truthfully, like,
yeah, you need to
and
move.
it was to the point where I actually, my friend was like, girl, we're all gonna go, me and the girls are gonna go hang out with these guys, yada, yada, yada. And I really wasn't feeling it. And they were like, no, come on. I was like, how many guys? And they were like, four, because there's four of us. I was like, how much you want to bet at least two of them people know who I am? And then they're like, no, no, you'll be fine. I'm like, are they from Third Ward? And they're like, yes. I'm like, oh, then hell no. And then they're like, no, come on, bro, get up there.
Mm.
And one of the boys looks at me, and I look at him, and we both just put our heads down. Like, I really hope you ain't setting us up with each other, because we known each other since we were kids. And I was like, no, bro, I need to move. Like, this is really ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
you do.
do. You need to get out of there
Yeah,
because
you need to leave.
it's mm-mm.
You need to leave.
You've been there for too long.
You need new environment, new people, new experiences. 100%.
Yep, agreed.
What about you,
Like,
Brittany?
is
What do
that
you think?
entertaining?
Well,
Ooh,
you
I
bought a
feel
house, so where you going?
Yeah,
well,
where you going,
buying a
baby?
house. Well, two things. One, buying a house ain't stopping me from shit because the way the housing market is looking. I already told
Mm,
my mom when my house is worth $500,000, I'm out.
okay,
I'm selling the
okay.
house. I'm
That's
pocketing
fair.
all of that coin, all of
That's
it,
smart.
so I can
That's
quit my
smart.
job and not look back. Period. However, I have dated long distance before. I have dated in the city. I have dated next state over. I've dated where we were both financially able to make a long distance relationship work, and I've dated where we could not financially make it work because he was broke. I've tried every
I'm dead.
option. I don't really see moving to another city making it better because because there are plenty of single men in Houston. The problem is the mentality of them all
Hmm.
are kind of boo boo. And from what I'm hearing, it's not just Houston that has this problem.
No, it's not just. Oh my God, Houston, we have a problem. Sorry, I had to. Um,
You're such a nerd.
I'm
Ah,
sorry. It was right
NASA,
there. It was right there.
Space Center,
Such
and
a
NASA.
nerd.
But anywho's,
Such a nerd.
I to answer the question, I have every belief and faith that I am where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like if
Ooh.
I am supposed to meet someone in this season of my life, because I do not feel that I'm supposed to move. Like I feel very settled where I am. I don't feel anxious. I don't feel like I need to leave. At least not right now. So I think that everything will happen in its own time. Because I do think I'm going to meet someone, and that once I do, we will probably get married very quickly. But I just trust God's timing, I guess.
So much better than me.
No, I think you trust it too, but I think it's okay to express your frustrations at how shitty. Like the journey is not fun.
Like,
At
I can't
all.
imagine leaving Houston, and I've tried before because in my life I've moved back and forth from the DMV. But I'm just, like Brittany always jokes about me being a big headed Texan. I think I truly am one.
Yeah.
Um, I say as I hold my Texas state chain.
Right.
But I can't imagine myself leaving Houston, and it's just like Oshale said, I feel like I'm in the right. Oh, I'm not in Houston right now, but I feel like I'm in the right place when I am in Houston, and also just the, I guess, way I grew up, so similar to everyone around me that I don't know. I can't imagine myself leaving. Now, I'm not gonna say I'll never move, right? I can't never say never. But for me, I'll just deal with the Houston dudes.
Also, like, you never know. You could meet somebody who's a transplant to Houston. You can meet
Yeah.
somebody, like, anything's possible.
Yeah. I was hoping my transplant status would help me, but it didn't.
Damn.
we gotta oh my gosh. Read Love Listen said, before I get to her question, I heard Houston men like to be pursued. So I have a group of friends that are a little bit of everybody. And so we have a lot of conversations sometimes about like men versus women, gays versus straights. Like we have a lot of conversations about that. And like the conversations where we're talking about heterosexual dating and like why it's ghetto, like one, it'll be like my lovely pansexual friend is always like, just try women. And I'm like, as much as wonderful as that sounds, my body will not react to that. So I can't, because my body's like, nah, sis, that's not you.
Right.
So then the guys are like, because we've had this conversation, we're like, what is it? I was like, I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. And I know somebody's going to think I'm being disrespectful when I say this. But when did men want to start becoming the bad bitch?
Oh.
Not the bad bitch.
No, but
Because there's no other way to
literally,
explain it.
but they've literally said that they want to be a bad bitch. Rihanna's dating a bad bitch. He literally
She
said
is
he wants to be a bad bitch. And
a
then he wants to
colorist
be,
bad bitch.
he said he
Oh,
wanted to be
no.
wined and dined. He said he wanted to be wined and dined. And he wanted women to buy him things. And he wanted to be a bad bitch. So
And
it's
like,
very
you
true.
can if you want to, but like, if we say that we're gold diggers, we're hoes, we're all these kind of things, and then it's like, but now they want, like, I briefly entertained a grown ass man who told me that the reason he didn't hit me up is because I didn't seem interested enough. And when I asked him what he meant, he was like, he's like, I didn't get any good mornings from you. Like, I didn't get any texts during the middle of the day. Like, I was like, I was offshore. There's no signal out there. Like, I have a whole ass job. Well, you just didn't act like you really wanted me.
That is so unattractive.
Yeah.
Like, that is so unattractive. Like, as a heterosexual woman, that does not turn me on. Like, you not pursuing me is not cute. And that doesn't mean that I don't believe that women can't make the first move or ask a man out. That's not what I'm saying. But, like, the way that our society is set up in that sense, men, like, we as women feel more secure when we know the man wants us in their life.
And also, you
What do I
can't
look
tell
like
me
chasing
that.
a man? What do I look
Yeah,
like?
it's like, you can't tell me that you want me to be more feminine and then get mad that I don't chase you in the same sentence.
Yes. It's like, if you
Like,
want this traditional performance of femininity, then you cannot try to, like, not perform traditional masculinity. Like,
I mean,
that doesn't
granted,
work.
I'm not gonna ever be a traditional feminine person. It's just that, like, the other day he was like, "Oh yeah, I like when a woman lets a man be a man," and I was trying to figure out what that meant. And then the next day is like, "Well, you didn't pursue me." I was like, "Do you want to be the man or do you want to be the bad bitch? Like, let
Yeah,
me
it's a lot.
know, because I'm
It's a
sure that
lot.
there is a man out there for you, but I'm not it."
Okay, so this is an offshoot question off of that. Would you ever date a man who made less than you?
No,
Who
not
made
anymore.
less?
Yes, who makes less than you?
Oh,
Like,
less.
I don't recommend it. It's ghetto.
I have never done that.
How much less?
Oh, that's a
Okay.
valid question.
Okay, like, if it's like $10,000, like, who cares, right? Even 15 is workable. I'm talking about like half what you make.
Okay,
I'm sorry. I listen. I'm about
I'm
to go
not
in the
sorry.
kitchen. Ain't
No.
no way. Ain't no way.
I'm gonna just, because I've done it already. And all it
No.
did? He just made me feel like shit for having
Mm.
ambition and for making more money than him. He actually had the unmitigated gall to say that he was simping for me while we were together
Ooh.
because
Ooh.
he was what I thought was him being thoughtful and like buying me things and just being sweet. Like if I needed something, all of a sudden I would get an Amazon delivery, which to me was like, oh my gosh, he's really listening to me. Like how
Right.
sweet.
Right.
No. He was simping because had he known that I made that much money, he would have never done it.
Manosphere, dude. Manosphere,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. It's like I will never do that to myself again. Like I felt so shitty for getting promotions. Like I never wanted to tell him about it. No, fuck that shit. You
Yeah,
not only
no.
do you need to make a certain amount of money, but you need to be hella confident in the money that you're making. Because my paycheck ain't never been the same for more than a year and a half. Because all I do is get promoted and all I do is make money. And I'm not
I
stopping no time
yeah.
soon.
I actually have a number in my mind, and if they don't at least make that much, I don't even talk to them.
In this day and age, I don't blame you.
I'm like, I literally ask them. I'm like, "What do you do?" Okay. And I know because I'll look it up or I just know, and I'm just like, if it's not the number in my mind, I just stop talking to them then and there, like literally, just
You know what
stop.
my grandmother told me? She said when she married my grandpa, that she would when they had moved out, right? And she would call her dad, my granddaddy, and she asked could he bring milk for my dad and my aunt. And she said he told her,
Oh no.
Hold on,
"Bug,
I'm scared.
you call me one more damn time about milk, and I'm gonna come over there and whoop that nigga."
He was basically like, "What type of bum ass
Oh my gosh.
you got laid up with you? Like, what the actual fuck?"
I'm so dead. I was so done.
And milk back then was probably 67 cents. Like he ain't got a couple nickels and some dimes. What the fuck?
Yo, I was dead when she told me that.
You are so stupid. Talking about 67 cents. Yeah. Like,
Ooh, that's a shame. That is a shame.
But
wow.
you know what? I will say this. When my parents, when my brother was born, it was too many of us for both of them to work. So they had to like weigh out who was going to quit their job. My mom worked for an airline and we didn't want to give up the free rides everywhere. So my dad stopped working and stayed home to, take us to school, be there when we come home from school and do stuff like that. If that's the case and there's an equal balance of stuff like that, because my parents, it worked out for them, then I'd be okay with him making less or something like that. But if it's just me doing everything, no.
Right.
I also think there's a compromise there. Like there's like, because obviously money's not everything. Obviously,
Right.
like there are
Right.
other factors that would tell you whether or not this relationship could work and if it's worth putting in the effort. But money is something that can very easily destroy a relationship.
Yes.
So it's like I need you to be confident in what you're bringing in because we not doing this. Like I'm not going to be placating to your ego because you just found out how much money I make.
There's that. Like I'm not about to like, cut myself down or, dumb myself or dim my light because I don't want to emasculate you because I make more than you. And
Right.
also, I feel like it depends on the type of life that you want. Like, if I meet somebody within the time that I would hope to, so I can still have kids, I'm not working while I'm pregnant.
Boom.
Like, no, I'm not. Like, I'll work up until like maybe 20 weeks, 25 weeks. But once it starts to get to the point where like the belly's getting real big, my ankle's getting swollen, I have back pain. Like, no, I'm not working. Like, I'm
As you
not.
shouldn't.
I'm giving you a gift. I'm extending your legacy here on planet Earth.
I'm extending your legacy. I love this.
But am I not? So it's like if I don't want to work or I'm tired or God forbid I have like a high risk pregnancy or I'm on bed rest or something like that, I don't want to be in a situation where it's like if my income is taken out of the equation, we're fucking on food stamps and we're destitute. Like I'm not doing it.
But that's facts though, because you know the kind of life that you want. So you're not going to get with somebody who can't give you the lifestyle that you want. And I
Exactly.
think that's actually called intentional dating. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that sounds wonderful. Hell
Like
yeah.
I want to be able to send my kids to camp if they want to go, and like not have to worry about every penny and stuff like that. And if we want to send them to private school, which I don't think I will, but if we did, we could, and it wouldn't be like, oh my God, like the lights are gonna get cut off this, like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Because
I'm not struggle
I'm
loving
not living
because
like that now. I'm not living like that now.
hey,
So why the hell would I get with somebody and have a family and live worse than I'm living now? It makes no
I was just
sense.
about to say, why would you get with somebody to live worse than how you live by yourself?
Like it makes no damn sense.
Like,
And
damn,
like
I didn't want peace. I didn't want my parents to.
that's craziness. Like I'm not doing that. Like I understand why
Ooh.
people do it, and I understand that everything in life is not guaranteed, right? Like things happen. Like you could get laid off, somebody could have an injury at work and not be able to do their job no more. Like I completely get that. But I'm saying like when you're starting out, you want to set the bar and set things up to be the best possible scenario so that when those life struggles do come and things do happen, you're not starting from the fucking basement. Like it's like, come on.
Yeah, wasn't nobody with me when I was rationing out my bread for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Okay.
and I'm damn sure not going back to that.
Who was it that said you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym or something?
I don't know
That's
who
kind of
said that, but whoever did, facts. I
like,
mean, I feel like the number one reason why I feel like dating is so ghetto nowadays is because I feel like I have to give up a sense of peace to deal with the men that are left in the dating pool.
Mm.
And
ooh,
it
that's
just
the
doesn't
whole
feel worth it
word.
anymore
That's a
because I'm no
word.
longer blinded by the bullshit idea that a woman has to be married. Because according to all of them people that believe that, I've been an old cow for years.
No, but
So
tell me how all the people that I know, well, I don't want to say all, that's, obviously extreme, but a lot of the people I know who are married and partnered are not having a great time and they're not making it look very fun. And so it just cracks me up because on one hand, right? And these are, people I've met at jobs and things like that, like not necessarily like my friends, but just acquaintances and people that I've worked with and stuff. On one hand, they'll be like, they'll be like, "Oh, you're single? That's crazy. You're so beautiful. You're so this, you're this. How are you single? That's crazy." Well, I know someone and they're trying to set me up, right?
oh God.
Right? And they're like, "Don't you want kids? You don't have any kids? Oh my gosh. Oh, blah 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 blah." And they're trying to set me up. Then on the other hand, they're complaining about their husbands. They're complaining about how their husbands are this and how they're that and how they're about to kill their husbands and they're like, "Oh my gosh, don't get married. Don't have kids." I'm like, "Wait, which one is it?" Like is it you're desperately trying to hook me up with somebody because you just feel so bad for me because I'm single?
I
Or
mean, they
is
really
it
act like a single black, like the way that many people treat black women is already atrocious. But let her be single with no children.
oh, that's a shock to so
It's
many
like, oh
people.
my gosh. First of all, it's a microaggression because they're shocked that you don't have a bunch of baby daddies. So
Yeah,
you're already
that's
dealing
one of
with
them.
that. And then the second part of it, they're like, I just can't believe you're still single.
Yeah, they always do that.
It's like, bro, I just heard your husband, who's my coworker, call you a bitch this morning because you made him sandwich for
Yesterday.
lunch. Like, don't worry about me, sis. You got bigger problems than me. He called you a bitch at work with his whole chest. Figure that out.
I'm like, a lot of y'all making this look like drudgery. Like you out here
Right.
doing this man's laundry, cooking him dinner 3 times a week, making his doctor's appointments, damn
Making sure
near
he has vitamins and drinks water. What?
shaving
Ghetto.
his back. Like that's where I draw the
Ghetto.
line. like, like I can't. Okay, and I don't want to be that person, right? Like all of those things inherently are not bad. Like you want to serve somebody that you love, you want to give to them. But I'm saying that there's no what's the word, reciprocity. Like these women are doing all these things, bending over backwards, and the men barely remember it's Valentine's Day, barely remember their birthday,
Woo.
barely remember for Christmas. They're just giving them a card with a gift card to the local mall. Like get whatever you want, honey. Like I was just like, this isn't looking good, guys. This is not looking enjoyable. It's just like
I
it's not
just,
looking like a good
ooh,
time.
shit.
It's not looking like a good time.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh because um obviously my parents are still married and
Oh,
they're
your
like
parents
the
have like the fairy
annoying,
tale love. That's so
yeah,
annoying.
they're the annoying married couple, mind you. Like they still go on dates and like they just came back from their last little like what they call marriage retreat where it's just them going to another country and disappearing for a week.
Oh my
Like
god.
my parents are annoyingly adorable. I look up to my parents' relationship wholeheartedly. But one thing my parents have never done is act like it was all fairy tales. My parents were very clear about the many times that they were thinking about getting a divorce and how they made like the decision to stick it out and like communicate and
I
like
love that.
be better as a couple. Sounds beautiful. But when I look at the men that are available now, because my mom tells me stories about how my dad was when they first started dating. My daddy was horrible.
I'm
Not
dead.
horrible in like a cheating kind of way, but like he was very much a mama's boy. You know, the type to throw your drawers down next to the hamper and then get mad at you that you didn't wash the clothes type. You know, love my daddy
Yeah.
again, my A1 day one. But even my dad said like he did have to grow up a little bit. And I think about the fact that, you know, my parents were dealing with that kind of stuff when they were 20 and
Yeah.
22 years old, you know?
Which is normal for that age
Right,
for
but
men.
to look at a 30-something-year-old man and he's still doing the stuff that my dad said he was doing in his 20s,
Yeah, that's wild.
I'm like, "So what y'all want me to do?" Because, like,
Here's the
I'm
thing though.
here and he's back there.
Here's the problem though. Women, I feel like women are much more open to self-improvement than men. Like women overwhelmingly go to therapy more. Women overwhelmingly read self-help books more. Women overwhelmingly attend these seminars, and don't even get me started on how the church preys on single women with these conferences and like TD jokes, women thou art loosed, and women this and marriage this, and like these so women as a whole, we are way more dedicated to self-improvement and bettering ourselves and wanting to deal with our traumas. And men, because of the way men are socialized in this patriarchal society to like suck it up and don't cry and push your emotions down and be a man and don't feel things. In fact, you don't have any feelings. They're not real. So it's like they
Dang.
don't focus. It's true though. They don't focus as much on self-improvement. I mean, I'm very proud of Gen Z because they really are changing the narrative, and you have a
Ooh,
lot of
Gen
young
Z is
men.
a whole vibe.
They're a vibe. Like these young men are going to therapy, doing the work, like unpacking the traumas, like they're trying to live soft lives themselves, and they're investing in like Black Boy Joy, and they're traveling and they're getting their passports. Like I'm so proud of them. But unfortunately, for those of us who are too old to be a part of that movement,
Yeah, they are all children in my eyes.
right, they're kids. Like I'm not dating a 20-year-old. I'm sorry. But
I'll be damned.
yeah, I can't do it. I see them
If you can't
as
buy me a
children.
drink, we can't even have a conversation for me to tell you no.
Yeah, I just see them as kids. I mean, I haven't met one yet that I don't want to be like, "Oh, honey, where's your mom?" Even though he's like 20. And then they're looking at me crazy because black don't crack, and they're thinking I'm like a sophomore in college, and I'm just like talking to them like I'm their grandma. It's very confusing. But anyway, so but like we're too old to be a part of that movement. So like the men that we're stuck with are I'm like, damn. Now I gotta like convince you that emotions aren't bad and it's okay to feel
I
things.
gotta convince you
Like,
that emotions are bad.
I gotta like bribe you with sex to go to therapy, and then we go to therapy and you just sit there and don't say shit, and then you're like, well, I went, and I'm just like, oh.
She went.
I'm not
There
speaking for myself, but
Yo,
generally.
there was one more question in the chat. The question in the chat was let me scroll. Oh, dating outside your race or ethnicity. Have you been considering that? Because as a black woman, we get looked at crazy if we step outside of our race.
We do.
I've never done it with men. I've only ever talked to men, black men, but with women I have.
Okay. Did you find it was
Okay.
different?
I mean, they were Hispanic, so it was kind of different, I guess. But then,
I'm
Or
dead.
said, well, they're kind of living the same minority life.
yeah, so
Right.
it was kind of similar. So I wouldn't say it was a big difference.
Okay.
Ugh.
There's
I just be like, I've tried to date outside my race a couple of times.
Brittany, the way you said that with the most like PC voice.
Because like y'all
I
already know
can't.
my stories. Like in college, I dated a white guy, and it did not go over well because
Oh yeah.
his grandmother called me
Yup.
colored, and it was
Yup.
really awkward for everybody involved.
Yup.
So like, I don't know, because like if I go out with my friends are a very diverse group of people, so like we attract interesting crowds. I haven't even been hit on by somebody outside of my race in years. And then the ones on social media, I just feel like a fetish check mark to them.
Mm.
So like
Mm.
the ones that were on the dating sites, because it would
Yeah.
be like there was one guy, it was this one, I just remember him so vividly. It was this one Asian guy. As soon as we matched, he's like, I want to take care of you. I was like,
Mm.
okay, that's too much. And I was like, yo, that's weird. And he's like, no, I just think you're so beautiful. Our children are gonna look so gorgeous. Red flag, red
Oh
flag, nope.
no. Oh
And
no.
like the white guys, I've never been with chocolate before. Ugh, like
Oh
no.
no. Yeah, I think that as a woman, as a black woman, you are gonna face challenges no matter where you go. Because if you date within your race, then especially as a dark skinned black woman, you have to weed out the colorist dudes. Then you
Mm-hmm.
have to weed out the dusty ones. You have to weed out the ones that have like it whichever way you go. And then when you date outside of your race, you have to weed out the racist ones, the ones that only see you as a fetish, the ones who like it's just so it's almost like you kind of have to choose which battle you want to fight. And for me, I was raised by African parents who believe that as long as the man is taking care of me, they really don't care. I mean, I think my dad would probably like cry and shed a few tears if I brought home a white man. Like he would smile and then he would go into his room and cry and then come back out and be like, all right. I 100% believe that. Like he would like a piece of his soul would probably die, but then he would like try to get over it. And if he was a good man, then he'd be like, well, at least he's not a bum. But
At least he's not a bum. Okay.
But I feel like when it comes to black women, people automatically think white man when there are just so many other options, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, Troy, there are Hispanic people, there are, you know, Asian people, there are Middle Eastern people, Indian, like people who are of mixed
As long
race
as
and
they're not
mixed.
short, I'll give them a shot.
I'm dead. Not as long as they're not short.
Okay. I'm just honest.
Yeah, I just be a good person. Like I'm not gonna not date you because you're not a certain skin tone or color, but just be a good, decent human being. That is
That would be
literally
so nice.
the bare minimum. Like,
And you know what?
woo.
I'm not even accepting that as just being a nice person, because as you just said, that is the bare fucking minimum. I am not
Yes.
praising these motherfuckers for being decent human beings. Like, how did your mother raise you?
Right.
I'm not giving you kudos. I'm not even giving you attention because you've been a decent human being. Show me some interest, because
Just be good and like
good
yeah, you're right.
communication.
Ooh, communication. I like that. Yes, and you know what? Be a fucking adult. Know how to do your own laundry, know how to cook, know how to clean. Because I'm not going to be your maid. Like, I've never liked domestic tasks. I barely like doing them now for myself.
Also,
So
like
you
this
need to know how
idea
to do
that you
that
gotta
shit.
be wifey before you become wifey.
No.
I'm good,
No.
love. Enjoy.
Oh, I'm so good. Like, I'm not doing that. So be an adult, be responsible, know how to like make your own doctor's appointments.
You are stuck on this doctor's appointment.
I'm so sorry, but after working the jobs that I've worked in dermatology offices and shit, the amount of women that call in for their husbands is staggering. Oh, I'm just, I'm making, honey, what are you doing on Wednesday after 4? Hold on.
Oh
The
my
little kids in the
God.
background.
Okay.
Susie, your dad's trying to sleep. Like, I'm just like, oh my God.
I was
it's
not ready for this.
This really took me out.
Is this great? This is amazing. But
no, but seriously, it's given me like hives. I'm just like, I can't. Is this really your life? Is this what you thought when you were a little girl playing with your Barbies in the Barbie chapel? Is this what you thought it was going to be? I'm just saying. Oof.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to say that I've given up entirely. I'm just going to say that, like, I believe that my person is on a turtle and he hasn't even made it to the United States yet.
I'm sorry. Not a turtle.
Because I live in Texas, unless he's coming through the Gulf, he's not getting to me directly anyway. So I might as well just live my life.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. No, the right person is out there for you, Brittany. I 100% believe that. I just think that it's not gonna be on the timing that you want, and that
It never
sucks.
is. That's the life that I live. I'm
That's the
impatient.
life that you live. Oh gosh, that is so funny. But yeah, I feel like the sad part is if you found the love of your life and they were someone of a different race or culture, if they had relatives that weren't okay with it, I think that would be hard.
That's always been a fear of mine as well. Like if like what if I get with you and then like it's already happened to me. What if I get with you and you take me home and grandma is talking about I'm a pretty colored girl? What's she gonna do?
Yeah, I guess it's about how they react to it and how they deal with it. That would determine, where the relationship was going to go.
It's like if we messed up and I got pregnant, my child would be a part of your family, which means your family would treat my child how? And I think that's just really important.
True.
Like I think about it's more than just like I want to be with somebody, I want to cuddle with somebody. Like I'm thinking about like all factors.
Yeah. That's absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons why Black women don't date out as much as Black men, because we think about those type of things. Black men don't care, right? Because they have kids with literally women who are calling them the N-word during sex and think it's great.
Oh my God.
I mean, wasn't it Donald Glover that said that he likes being called the N-word
Yes,
by his
he likes race play. Yes.
I was like, you know what, Donald? I never watched Atlanta, and you have just assured that I never will. I'm not kidding. I literally deleted all my Childish Gambino songs. I was like, I'm done. And I used to love him. I used to absolutely love these men. They really do be exposing themselves because it's like I'll love them and then they'll open their mouths and I'm just like, ugh, you're making it really hard to support you. Really, really hard.
Ooh, listen. Another good question. Ooh, I like these questions. Have y'all tried solo dates? I saw some lady saying that she found better men doing that. I got another story time.
Ooh.
So I think only like one of my friends listens to my podcast. So we're probably going to laugh about this when she finally hears this. So me and my single girlfriends, because I do have some married ones, we set aside one day a month where all of us get the fuck out the house.
Okay.
And the rule is you have to go out as if you're going on a date and you plan your own date. So like I haven't joined in on these quite yet because it's a lot of other things going on with me, but I'm always like ready for my friends. So like they get dressed, they get like cute outfits, do their hair, makeup, and like they go out to restaurants that they've always wanted to go to that they said were like probably good date spots. And like they've gone on dates and like sat at the bar and like met people. I've heard people doing this. And honestly, I think dating yourself is a fantastic idea. Not from like the, oh, she's going to be alone with cats bullshit that people try to spew, but just the idea of like you treating yourself to the standard that you want to be treated like when you do start dating other people.
But here's the problem for me personally. I don't like doing stuff like that by myself.
Why not?
I just don't. Like I'm sitting there and I want to have somebody to share the experience with. I want to talk to somebody.
There's usually other people sitting at a bar.
That's true. But a lot of times, maybe it's just where I live, but I live in a place that's extremely family oriented. So most of the times, people are with others,
Oh,
whether they're
yeah.
with their wife or husband or their friends. Like, rarely, very rarely do I see people out alone by themselves. Almost never, actually.
Now, see, Britt and I live in honestly one of the largest cities in America.
Yup.
Yeah, so it's
So
totally different in a city.
There's
yeah,
sections
so
to this shit.
let me tell you something. I
Because
go on solo dates all the time. I'd be so
All
excited.
the
Listen,
time.
I'd be so happy. I'd be at La Madeline, be like, "Ooh, and I want this, and I want that."
It's so bad that me and Troy have literally said, like, oh my God, when you go to that store, I'll swing by and pick you up so you don't have to take the bus to take yourself to this place.
that
Like,
is
I have
hilarious.
planned more outings to do shit by myself than I
That is
have with
hilarious.
people in
Yep.
the city of Houston.
It's more common in cities. Like, when I lived in New York, I did shit by myself all the time. I never felt out of place because there were tons of other people doing the same thing. But when you live in like a family oriented type city or town, you almost never see people alone. Like, when you do, it's almost like weird. You're like,
It's
oh,
almost scary.
yeah, it's almost like, are they okay? What are they doing by themselves? They're all right.
Oh, wow.
Dead
I
ass.
mean,
Like, people are always in
that's
groups or with
valid.
their significant others. It's kind of crazy.
That's valid. I do feel yeah, I did hear about that whole like it's a chick on TikTok that's like, "Oh, you should go to like these expensive restaurants and bars like Monday through Thursday like in the middle of the day." And I'm just like, "That sounds great." But it also feels like I have to jump through hoops that I don't feel like wanting to jump through. So, I'm gonna
Ooh,
just continue like I
can we
said.
talk about that? Like, how like people always give advice about how to meet men. Like, no lie, the other day I went over to my parents' house because my dad had to put on my new license plate, and my daddy literally looks at me and says, "Have you thought about joining a singles group?"
Oh, no.
And like, he's like trying to be helpful, right? He's like trying to be like, he was like, you need to get out and meet people. He was like, you need to get out of your house. You need to be more, sociable and da 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 da. And I'm hearing him, right? And I'm accepting it in the spirit that it's given, which is out of love. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm not fucking doing shit that I don't want to do to meet somebody. Like, I'm
My
not doing
mom's
that.
favorite line, "You can't meet nobody in your house. What do? Expect him to break in?"
Yes.
Yeah,
Can't
breaking.
do it between the hours of like 4 and 7.
Just remember,
Right.
I'm a texting though, so you make a shot breaking in though.
I mean, good luck because Delilah will be locked and loaded.
Look, if I don't meet him at the grocery store, in my favorite aisles, or at the bookstore, or the places I go anyway, then it's just not meant to be.
That
I
was
had to
like the
quiet my
dude that
friend
was in
down once.
Target. Hmm.
What'd you say that again?
Remember that dude on TikTok that was looking for women in Target, but he was like in the men. He was like in the men's section, and everybody in the comments was like, first of all, you're in the wrong section. Like,
I'm
that's how I
crying.
feel trying to go out to places where I know there are men and like trying to figure out the best time to go. I feel like the man who went to Target but sat in the men's section looking for women.
Why would we be in the men's section?
Nobody knows. Everybody in the comments was like, why would you expect us in the men's section if we're single?
Yeah, that makes no sense at all. That is
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh my God, that is really funny.
But
Oh, I've
I feel
always
like you
okay.
have to meet me.
I've
Meet
always
me
had
where I
this
am.
fantasy. Okay, let's do this. What is your dream like meet cute? I have a good one.
Wait, your dream what?
You've never
she
heard of
doesn't
like
read romance.
oh,
What the
well,
fuck
I
is
mean,
that?
she is this month. Okay, so there is this romantic terminology called a meet cute. And it's basically like a really cute way that a couple meets. Like, oh, I was walking. Have you ever seen that movie 101 Dalmatians and how the couple meets? The cartoon version.
Oh yeah, how it was kind of like a faded meeting type
Yeah,
thing.
it was like at the park and he's walking his dog and she's walking her dog and they're not even really that close to each other. But then their dogs are like, oh my God. And then their dogs fall in love and then they start running and then they wrap their leashes around each other and then that's how they meet. Stuff
Yeah,
like
Oh,
that.
it's like a cute, typically, not stereotypical way of meeting somebody.
Right.
okay.
Go ahead, Oshale.
Yo, Miller Rose, don't ruin this for me, man.
Wait, what?
I was meeting in a bookstore until Joe from you. Don't do this to
Mila got to get kicked out of the chat.
me. But honestly, though, every time I think about, every time I'm
breathe.
at Barnes and Nobles, and I'm like, how cool would it be if, like, I was in, like, you know, if I was in my fantasy, like a cute dude came and talked to me about books. Literally, all I think about is you. All I think about, I'm like, he's probably crazy. He's probably been watching me for forever.
You know what's weird though? Even before you came out, I have never liked the whole meeting in a bookstore thing. Please don't bother me. Don't come to me.
I'm the same way.
I'm chilling. Don't come up to me and talk about no book in
I'm
a
the same way.
I mean, no.
I'm the same way. And I'm also thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, if you're in a bookstore on a Wednesday at 2:00, are you unemployed?
As you're in the bookstore at 2:00.
I can't breathe. I really, what broke ass loser hurt Oshima so bad?
Hypocrisy.
But
How you
still,
judging my man for seeing you in the bookstore when you right next to him?
I'm sorry. That's my first thought. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm so mad at you right now.
I can't breathe. Oh.
I'm like, he's supposed to be at work. What the fuck? I can't do it.
Hypocritical shit ever, bro.
I can't take that chance.
But he can literally have the same thought about you.
This is very true. Maybe that's why I've never met anyone in a bookstore. They're like, what the fuck she doing?
That was fantastic. Thank you. Ashley said, if you're at a bookstore at 2 and I see you there, I'm going to think you're broke.
Well, that depends. Is he picking up a hardcover or a paperback?
Oh my gosh, I can't.
He left the bookstore without buying anything else.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh my gosh,
hardcovers are
you're not
expensive.
the only person who thinks this.
Okay.
My biggest issue, I'll be out during a weekday. Do you have a job, sir? Meanwhile, I don't have a job. LOL, yes. Why are you not at work? Why? Y'all are at the place where they are. Why are y'all?
You know what's so funny though, Brittany? My sister is like this because she will literally be like, I know this non having a job ass nigga didn't want to me. And I'll be like, Pig, you don't have a job. What are you talking about?
Oh God.
I'm so mad at all of you. All of you. I'm mad. I'm mad at all of you.
Oh God.
Oh, Barnes and Nobles around here be dead every time I go. If a man is hanging around there, he ain't got no life. Man,
look,
one time
this is a real thing.
Nobles... Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's a real thing. Like the only time I don't think that is about the bookstore at the airport because I'm like, all right, well, you're traveling, but
well, you're traveling at 2:00 on a Tuesday night.
I mean,
seriously.
Oh my God, I can't. I mean, I understand what y'all are saying, but it still does not make it any less funny. Like, that was the fantastic. Y'all are amazing. Like even this, it says I'm supposed to be out and about. They're supposed to be at work. Who's gonna pay for these books? Says, see, I'm taking a break from work, but I can't be with no having job Negro.
Look, see, I'm not crazy. I am not crazy. This is real.
I mean, everybody was agreeing with you. I mean, we're laughing, but like, there's a good majority of people that are in the comments like, yeah, no, I totally get it. And now, if I decided to take a day off and I see a guy in the store now, thanks to y'all, I'm gonna think that. And I'm sure I don't bust out laughing and having this stranger man look at me like I'm crazy.
Because these men lie. They'll be like, "Oh, I work for myself." You find out that he's fucking delivering.
We all know that I know men lie. Brokers of life.
No.
I'm just.
Brittany cannot take it.
I can't. I mean, this is. I mean, again, highly entertained.
Oh God!
But what was it called? Your cute what?
Your meet cute.
Meet cute. Okay, so
like,
what's yours, Oshale?
Okay, so don't laugh.
I'll try not to. No promises.
Okay, so we're on a plane. And for people that don't know, I don't really enjoy flying. Like, it's okay, but I'm that person that always watches the flight attendant's directions at the beginning where they're like, this is how to survive if we die, you know? So I always pay attention. I always like make sure I know where my flotation device is. Like, it just makes me very anxious. So my meet cute is like, I'm on a plane, and it's one of those planes where it's like a big one. So there's like 3 seats, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I have the aisle seat, and there's a man sitting to my left. And, you know, I see him, whatever. I don't think anything of it because I'm so anxious. You know, the plane's about to take off. So we're in the air, and I'm just in my own little world, and so is he. I'm not paying him any mind. And then all of a sudden, we hit really bad turbulence. Really bad turbulence. And I'm hyperventilating. And it's like the turbulence that you see on those shows where, like, everybody, like, the plane, like, jerks, and everyone's like, ah! Because they're scared and they think the plane's gonna crash. That type of turbulence.
Mm-hmm.
And I start hyperventilating, and he's like, are you okay? We're gonna be okay. And he kind of like gets me through it. That's basically my meet cute.
Did you low key like describe? Can you keep a secret?
Yes.
I
love Oshale to death.
Troy, you are my homie. Like, I love you so much.
Because I was watching that movie and I was like, yes, this is my fantasy.
This is it.
This needs to happen to me. I would even risk a potential plane crash.
Girl.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
That's too much for these niggas.
But I don't want him to be my boss or anything. That's a little too much. But, you know.
I guess I'll go next. I don't know. I don't have a detailed one, but you know what? You know what movie I always love that's meet cute is that movie with Cameron Diaz and Jack Black and Jude Law.
Oh, I love that movie.
The Holiday.
The Holiday. That's one of my favorite movies.
Where they switch houses. I would never do that. Ever.
Yes.
But in a fictional world where that would not end up on Dateline,
I'm dead.
Totally would do that. Totally would do that.
That movie is so good.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Me too. I love that movie. Okay, that was a really good one. I like that. And I still can't believe she like rented a house unseen from the internet. Like, that's wild.
Yeah, that's horrible. It's horrifying. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Horrible idea.
Oh God.
Please read the comments. Please read.
Let me look. Oh, this is detailed. Not
Venus
up on the version of Lost to be the man.
Look, you gotta do what you gotta do. Look, at least you won't be worried about him being unemployed. Everybody will be unemployed on the island.
Oshale actually has a nightmare at night about unemployed niggas.
Ooh,
Listen,
okay.
On a very spiritual note, I can't stand y'all. I didn't even know what this word was, so I don't have one of those. Like,
damn, you don't have like a really cute way that you want to meet someone?
Not even like at like what about at like Comic Con or something?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely not, because usually most of them motherfuckers stink.
You know what? Touche.
Like,
damn.
Nah. Most of them still bathe in Axe spray and smell like hot Cheetos. Nah, I'm good.
Ooh.
Not hot Cheetos.
Yikes.
But touche, you're correct. Comic Cons of all kinds.
Now, I used to have that idea. I was like, oh, like I'm gonna be out with my nerds. I'm gonna meet a dude, but we all know that I dated one of my nerd dudes, and it was a terrible disaster for me. So, like, I really have no cutesy meet moment.
That's crazy to me.
What about like a anime message board? Like, I don't know, start like a pen pal thing.
I tell you, I'm trying to think of something that I would actually consider romantic, and my brain is like, "Girl, men are trash."
Listen, that's why I just went to a movie that I really liked because I never really thought about it.
I just watch movies and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is cute! I want this to happen to me!" Yay!
But also, like I'm a klutz, so I feel like I would never have something like that. It would be me like knocking a nigga like straight out, like KO.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's why I kind of understand the "Can you keep a secret?" Because what Oshale left out about "Can you keep a secret?" is that while she's on that plane, she starts telling him all of her
Yup.
secrets, like every single, just babbling off. I would do that.
Yes, because she thinks that she's gonna die, so she's like, "Oh shit."
Oh, Troy, you said you would just tell that man everything.
I would do that. That's something I'm such a klutz. I'm so like fidgety. Like no, I should not be in any high stress level situation.
Oh, that's
But
hilarious.
I'm not scared to fly. Turbulence does nothing to me, so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, I've been flying since I was a baby. That's
Yeah,
nothing
same.
to me.
Damn. I'm always the
Oh, but
person
there
that's
have
like
been
white
times where I've
knuckling.
seen fine ass men in a line at the airport and we're boarding the same plane where I've prayed to God to please bless me by putting
I'm
him
dead.
next to me. And I always end up next to something so not the man that I was talking about.
That sucks.
So maybe that's why, because my real life will never be that coincidental. So maybe that's why.
I always think it's interesting when women get to have those type of fantasies happen in their lives. Like a friend of mine met her husband on a flight.
Really? So that actually
Yes.
really happens in real life.
Like he sat next to her on the flight and they just hit it off and now they're married. And like I said, that influencer that married her Uber driver, like those, like, you know, those girls that just decide, you know, I'm just going to go on a packing solo trip and then like meet some dude in like the Swiss Alps or something. And they like
They always say
random
it's when
shit like that.
It's
I'm
when
just
you're
like,
not looking that you find them.
I don't believe in that.
And I was like, well, I've been looking for a dog. So
I'm dead.
Or a dog.
Not a dog. I don't believe that saying though, because then you also have people that are like, you need to get out there and intentionally like look, and like people always give like different messaging depending on what worked for them.
I had a
Yeah.
friend who was trying to give me advice on how to meet a man, and I had to quickly remind her that the only one she's ever had we've known since we were kids. I was just like,
Yeah.
don't tell me nothing about meeting nobody.
That's true.
Stephanie said, I still like the wedding planner, meet cute. You saved my shoe.
Oh, that was cute. Yeah. Agreed.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about.
You never see the wedding?
You never seen The Wedding Planner? Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Lopez?
Oh, I have seen that movie, but
and Karev from Grey's Anatomy.
Karev from Grey's Anatomy.
I'm mad at you. Karev from Grey's Anatomy.
Justin Chambers.
Oh, there we go, Justin.
I was like, I need you to know his real name.
I'm so sorry. He will forever be Karev. I'm sorry.
That's fair, but dang.
Do you know in real life he's married to a black woman and has like 6 kids?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah, quite a few white Grey's Anatomy actors and actresses have black partners.
Yeah, like Ellen Pompeo is married to Iverson, right? What's his first name? Alan. She's very interesting.
She's
a lot of people don't like her.
Say that what it is.
I can't figure out if she's a Karen in disguise.
She is.
Damn. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
She's the kind of woman that would comment like anonymously and be like, I understand because I have a black husband and black kids.
She's the sole reason I can separate character from actor.
Ooh,
damn.
I'm not joking.
That is wild. Oh,
God.
Those are strong words. Okay.
I mean, chokehold a bitch, because that was fantastic.
That was amazing. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but apparently...
Listen, I've been watching Grey's Anatomy since the early 2000s. You have to mute Ellen Pompeo.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Listen.
Oh, God.
I mean, dang.
Yeah,
I don't even know, like...
she's a character.
I don't like her.
I fully believe...
She uses dark skin emojis, and it bothers me so much.
She uses dark skin emojis?
Yeah, and someone asked her why.
What? But what is the reason?
I remember that shit. I was like, she is a Karen. I don't care what nobody says.
I don't know. And then she believes in reverse racism, and it's too much. That's why I said I was not joking when I say she is the reason I can separate character.
Look, I would not be surprised if her daughter, because I believe she just has one daughter, in like 15 years writes a book about her.
The other kid's a boy?
Does she have 2 kids? I thought she only had 1.
There's 2.
Oh, okay. Damn. I think
they're both girls.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe she has daughters. I knew she had at least 1, but I wouldn't be surprised because you know those beautiful mixed race kids on TikTok who had white moms that have these like horrible
Bro, their
stories.
stories are so tragic.
They're
And
like really depressing.
it makes me sad for them because it's like, why are there so many of them with these horrible stories? Like, that's crazy. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's too
it's
many.
not good.
All of them have the same story, like
Yeah, it's
over and over
really
and over.
scary. Like, I'm like, damn, that's wild. But yeah, I
It's like
wouldn't be
my
surprised if
family
Ellen
treated me like
Pompeo's
shit.
daughters had some similar tales when they're older.
All I'm gonna say
Probably.
is not everybody. How do I put this? Not everybody. Nope, I can't say it. That's not nice. Um,
Save it for the group chat.
yep.
Look, this is what
I'm.
I'll say. This
You're
is
not
what
gonna
I
end up
say.
on Twitter again.
No, I'm dead. No, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. So I have a good friend of mine who married outside of her race and has a mixed child. And she said that it didn't really hit her that her child wasn't fully black until her child was born, and then it finally hit her because it's kind of like you when people like have kids, they just, most people's kids look like them, right? Because it's like
Hmm.
most people marry within their race. So most people's kids look like them, and it's not something you really have to think about or even process or even like try to navigate. And so it didn't really hit her until she was literally holding her newborn at the hospital that like, oh shit. Oh, wow. Okay. This kid is going to have a completely different experience for me. Like, I'm a black woman. This little girl is not going to have the same experience as me. She's going to have a different experience. And somehow I have to navigate this and teach her about her black side, and her dad has to teach her about her white side. How am I going to do this? Like, she had a mini panic attack / breakdown because it just hit her in that moment. Like, oh shit. Like when she was looking at her baby, like, oh my God.
On TikTok, there's this sound that's really popular. That's like, I'm at the Pizza Hut, I'm at the Taco Bell, or something like that. And it's basically a whole bunch of biracial kids like saying what they're mixed with. Some of the ones that have a black parent, I'm just like, oh my God, no, they need to actually get a blood test done. Because some of them be like so like, look at my y'all seen my nephew Zion.
Yes.
Zion, I used to think we all jokingly say this is a white baby. This is like Cat Williams.
Right.
Whose goddamn white
Right.
baby is this?
Right.
But when Zion is with his cousins
Yeah.
on his mama's side, I'm like, oh no, this kid is definitely of mixed race because his cousins are so light skinned. But it's like when his mom was pregnant, we all wondered what he was gonna look like when he came out, and then when he came out, we were just like, wow, this is Elijah just in white form. Like,
right.
What it came down to. But a lot of those kids with the parent not being the mom, but let me tell you something. I knew a girl in school whose mom was the black one. She's still a coon.
Oh my God.
I guess it depends on, like, I feel like it depends on the black parent's psyche, because if you're procreating with somebody outside of your race because you feel inferior in some way or have some type of self-hatred, then that's already going to be an issue from jump, because you don't value yourself and you think that you're less than your partner, and you value what your partner is. And especially with whiteness, you're putting whiteness on a pedestal, so your kid's already fucked.
Yeah.
Oh
Out
God,
the
that's
gate.
a whole other podcast, guys. We'll be here for another extra hour and some change.
Right.
If
We sure
go
will.
Brittany still has not given us an answer, so we're gonna mute that on her.
Yeah, ask me next week on our next podcast, because I'm sure I'll have something to say. I mean, I really cannot think of one. I bet you I'm gonna think of one tonight, and I'll text it in the group if I do, because that's gonna be a question on Instagram tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, I like that.
I think that's a good Instagram question.
That is a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, because man, crap. Well, I mean, despite me not knowing an answer, I feel like this was a fantastic chat. I mean, we talked way longer than planned.
Yes, almost 2 hours, guys.
Oh wow,
y'all got almost
that's crazy.
a 2-hour podcast? Like, when have we ever?
That hasn't happened in a long time.
That hasn't happened in years.
Yeah, literally.
So let me just recap you guys on what's coming up this week. So this week we are reading contemporary Black love stories. You can come join us on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some reading sprints, maybe a quick little book chat or two. And then you can come join us again on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our weekly wrap up. I have lots of thoughts already. So I feel like wrap up is going to be really interesting because I've got jokes for days. Because y'all know every time I read romance, I find things that I just find to be fucking annoying. And y'all got me reading romance for a month. So y'all just got to deal with this.
I'm curious. I already know about one of them. I'm curious to hear the rest.
Yeah, I will be sharing some of them on Saturday because Chile.
Ooh, Chile.
But yeah, thank y'all so much for stopping by and hanging out with us. If you're listening to the playback, don't forget to leave some comments. Don't forget to like this video. If you like us and you've been here before, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and hit the notifications bell because a lot of y'all say you don't know when we go live or you don't get notified on time. So just hit the notifications bell and hopefully that works out.
Did y'all know YouTube don't like us?
They sure don't. They sure don't.
We're
but
never
anyways,
getting monetized.
No.
Follow us on Instagram because we got over 1,000 followers now. It's very exciting.
Thanks to everyone.
Thank you. So please follow us on there if you're not already. And we will see y'all on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
Bye.
Bye.